Welcome everyone to one another class from Merit online program. Today we're going to have a very amazing class because we're going to study some story, and that's very fantastic story and you might enjoy from today's lesson. It is not actually, probably grammar is also amazing, but today is more amazing day. Okay, so the story that we are going to talk about is not only story, it is something that make everybody probably makes us to decide and do something, make resolutions for ourselves, and 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 make us how to be committed to our resolutions and make a plan for our future and take a decision. Okay, and yeah, let's see. Welcome everybody. Looks that most of you are present, and this is the time to start our new class. Okay. Here. New Year's resolutions. Are you guys ready? Ready to start it? Probably yes. Okay. I should answer my question. Okay, listen carefully first and then we will go back. We'll get to the vocabulary lesson also, okay? New Year's resolutions. So have you made your New Year's resolutions? What are your goals for the coming year? Do you have formal written resolutions or just a vague plan? The tradition of the New Year's resolutions goes all the way back to 153 BC. Janus, a mythical king of early Rome, was placed at the head of the calendar. With two faces, Janus could look back on past events and forward to the future. Janus became the ancient symbol for resolutions, and many Romans asked for forgiveness from their enemies and also exchanged gifts before the beginning of each year. The new year has not always begun on January 1st, and it doesn't begin on that date everywhere today. It begins on that day only for cultures that use a 365-day solar calendar. January 1st became the beginning of the new year in 46 BC, when Julius Caesar developed a calendar that would more accurately reflect the seasons than previous calendars had. The Romans named the first month of the year after Janus, the god of beginnings, and the guardians of doors and entrances. He was always depicted with two faces, one on the front of his head and one on the back. Thus, he could look backward and forward at the same time. At midnight on December 31st, the Romans imagined Janus looking back at the old year and forward to the new. Romans began a tradition of exchanging gifts on New Year's Eve by giving one another branches from sacred trees of good fortune. Later, nuts or coins imprinted with the god Janus became more common New Year's gifts. A New Year's resolution is a commitment that an individual makes to a project or a habit, often a lifestyle change that is generally interpreted as advantageous. The name comes from the fact that these commitments normally go into effect on New Year's Day and remain until the goal has been achieved. Although many resolutions go unachieved and are often broken fairly shortly after they are set. Many New Year resolutions in the Western world involve maintaining peak vitality, physical fitness, or appearances. For example, one person's goal might be to reduce or to eliminate intake of alcohol or tobacco. The most common New Year's resolution is a weight loss. A student may make a resolution to study focused in class or to complete all of the assignment. Resolutions to eat sensibly or increase exercise are also quite common. Okay. So yeah, today the story is about making resolutions. Resolution means making a plan, making strong decisions for your futures. Okay. And also it talks about the long history of resolutions when the people were making New Year resolutions and the reason behind this kind of resolutions. Okay. So I want to start again from the beginning of this one. And if you face any problem, you can ask me in chat box. Probably we could find an answer for that. Okay. So, have you made your New Year's resolutions? Resolutions means decisions, plans, goals. Okay. Means have you set up your resolutions? Have you made it? Okay. Means have you made your goals? Actually, it is not the first of the year. Usually every person probably make resolutions or plan for every new year, probably at the beginning of that, probably at the beginning of Hamel month, or probably in in Western countries at the first January 1st, probably. What are your goals for the coming year? Goals means plan. Okay. Of course, yeah, it is a plan. It is a plan, but the difference is that resolutions has more commitment. Means when you set a resolutions, you make a time limit for that, for each activities. For example, you're making resolutions for your new year. Okay, in the first 2 months, I have to practice my English and get a good score in IELTS test. And second month and third month, I have to practice more my university chapters. And the fifth month, I have to go to Youngstown. And sixth month, I have to come back and start working. And last 4 months, I have to earn at least 20,000. Okay, so you're making resolutions or plans with time limit. Okay, the first time limit, second time limit, like that. Okay. So when you set up a resolutions, it always, or most of the time, it should be the time limit that you have to decide that how much time you want to put for every decisions, for every plan. Okay, what are your goals for the coming year? Do you have formal written resolutions or just a work plan? Do you have formal? Formal means official, very clear. Okay, you have written them, and then they are cleared. And this one at that time, this one at that time, this one at that time. It said that. Do you have a formal written resolutions? Means you have written them, all of them, or just a work plan. Work means not clear. Okay, work means you just want it. Okay, for example, I have two kind of resolutions. I have written something in my book, probably in my notebook, that I have to do this one, listed them, then write and have written the time also for that. But sometimes I have a work plan. I say, oh, okay, I guess I have to learn English. But you're not sure about that. You don't know how to learn English, how many hours per day, and which books, and for how long. Okay, you don't have a clear plan for that. So that's called that vague plan. Okay. The tradition of New Year's resolutions goes all the way back to 153 BC. The tradition here means historical actions or history, something done for a long time or ritual. The tradition of the New Year's, it means the culture of the New Year's, okay? The history of the New Year's resolution goes all the way back to what time? 153 BC. BC means before Christian, okay? Before Christian or قبل از میلاد. Janus, it is the name, okay? Janus, a mythical king of early Rome. A mythical king. That is a mythical king. It is not a real king. Okay, mythical means imaginary or religious. A mythical king. It is not a real king. It is just a mythical king, imaginary king. People imagine about that. Imagine about that. Okay, and people accept that as probably as a god. Okay. A mythical king of early Rome was placed at the head of the calendar. At the head, it means at the beginning. At the head of line, at the beginning of line, okay? At the head of the calendar. It means the first month of the year was Janus, okay? And it was placed by what? By who? By early Rome people, okay? On what date? 153 BC. Okay, with two phases, Janus could look back on past events and forward to the future. Okay, the Rome people they believed that Janus, the mythical king, could see to the future and also at the same time to the back, to the past events. Janus could look back on past events and forward to the future. They believed their god or their mythical king could do that. Janus became the ancient symbol for resolutions. Ancient means old, okay? Very old. An ancient symbol for resolutions, and many Romans asked for forgiveness from their enemies. And also exchange gifts. So we have a culture of exchanging gifts on our Eids, okay, or probably at first day of the new year, we exchange gifts. So this culture of exchanging gifts is also probably goes back to that time that they started this kind of culture. Exchange gifts before the beginning of each year. So at the beginning of each year, the people were asking for forgiveness of their enemies, and also they were exchanging gifts for fortune to each other. Okay. The new year has not always begun on January 1st, and it doesn't begin on the date everywhere today. So those New Year was different New Year. Okay, it was not January 1st. Okay, the time that nowadays different countries celebrate the New Year. It begins on that date only for cultures that use a 365-day solar calendar. Okay, we have different calendar. One solar calendar like our countries use, and there's for Western countries also use solar calendar, and we have another lunar calendar that Chinese people use, and I guess Arabic countries also use the lunar calendar. That is because of moon changes. Okay, the solar calendar is because of sun changes. So the first January was celebrating as the first day of New Year just in 365 days solar calendar countries. January 1st became the beginning of the New Year in 46 BC. Okay, just in year 46 before Christian, January 1st became the New Year. When Julius Caesar developed a calendar that would more accurately reflect the seasons than previous calendars had. When Julius Caesar is a famous Roman emperor. Emperor means leader, okay? Julius Caesar developed a calendar. It means made a calendar that would more accurately reflect. Accurately means exactly, closely, correctly, okay? Reflect means imitate shoes. Okay, the seasons then previous calendars had. The Romans named the first month of the year after Janus. They changed the name of that. Okay, they changed the name to what? To the Janus, after Janus actually, the god of beginnings and the guardians of doors, the god of beginnings or the god of starting. Okay, and the guardians of doors, guardian. So nowadays every like uh, every ministers or every person that works in Afghanistan country probably have guardians. Okay, guardians means here protector. Okay, protector of doors, someone that stands at two sides of door and protect the house. Okay, that's called guardians. So they named the first month of the year also the god of beginning and the guardian of doors and entrances. Entrances when there is a way people enter somewhere. He was always depicted with two faces. Depicted means shown. Just second form of depict. He was always depicted with two faces, one on the front and front of his head and one on the back. It means that he could watch or see the forward events and also the back events or post events. Thus means in this way, he could look backward and forward at the same time. At midnight on December 31st, the Romans imagined Janus looking back at the old year and forward to the new. Okay, just at the first hours of the new year. Okay, at midnight on December 31st, it means the last times. The Romans imagined, it means the Romans believed in their mind. Okay, Janus looking back at the old year and forward to the new. Romans began a tradition of exchanging gifts. Okay, tradition means culture. Okay, they start this tradition to give gifts to each other on New Year's Eve by giving one another branches from sacred trees. Branches from sacred trees. Okay, for good fortune. Probably you might see that nowadays also in Western countries the January 1st or Christmas days, they have a sacred tree. People had made different kind of trees, and most of the time they put different lights on that. I think probably it goes back to that time. The history is like too long and old. Yeah. Extend gifts on New Year Eve by giving one another branches from sacred trees. Sacred means very holy trees, okay? Religious trees. For good fortune, you study fortune means luck. Later, nuts or coins, and they made nut and also coin specific for New Year's. Imprinted means printed or written or engraved, okay, or made. With the god Janus became more common New Year's gift. They made a coin and they put god Janus on that, okay, put his name. A New Year's resolution is a commitment that an individual makes to a project or a habit. A New Year's resolution is a commitment, okay? Sometimes you might use that people say, oh, he doesn't have the commitment. Or are you committed to do that? It means you're more more wanting something, okay? Or you're very sure to do something. Commitment here means a strong decision to do something, okay? A New Year's resolution is a commitment. A commitment, it is one of the strongest decisions that an individual means every person, okay? Individual makes to a project or a habit. Often, lifestyle change. Okay, every person might have a lifestyle, and if they wanted to change their lifestyle, probably the January 1st was the best time to start this changing. Okay, that's generally interpreted. Interpreted means understood. Interpret other time means tafsir kardan. Okay, as advantageous. Advantageous means good or helpful or beneficial. The name comes from the fact that these commitments normally go into effect. Go into effect, it means begin, start, okay? On New Year's Day and remain until the goal has been achieved, okay? When you set resolutions, it begins or it go in effect, they go in effect at the first day of the new year, okay? And you remain, you keep, or these decisions stay, or resolutions stay or remain until the time you achieve your goal, okay? Or the goals are achieved. Although means though, okay? Although many resolutions go unachieved and are often broken fairly shortly after they are set. Some people made different plans for the new year, but after a few times they forgot them, they broke that, or probably they forgot them. Okay? After they are set. Set means made, created. Usually, when you're for plans or for resolutions, the best word that you can use is set. Okay? Set plans. I set resolutions. Just a better word, normal. Many New Year resolutions in Western world involve maintaining. Many New Year's resolutions in Western world, okay, in West countries like Europe countries, involve what? It means include, okay? Maintaining peak vitality. Maintaining means keeping. Vitality means health. Peak means top. Okay, most of the resolution is about health. Okay, people are making new resolutions for them to what? To have a good or best or top level of health. Okay, physical fitness. Physical fitness. Fitness, it means how fit you are, or probably if people are having more weight, they are trying to lose their weight. Okay, or appearances, or people are trying to make muscles or probably lose weight. For example, one person's goal might be to reduce or to eliminate intake of alcohol or tobacco. Probably one of people were deciding, or the decision of one person for New Year resolution might be to reduce. It means to decrease. Okay, a person might use more alcohol or tobacco, and at the new year he is or she is trying to reduce or decrease or even eliminate. Eliminate means deleting. I mean, like stop doing that. Okay. Intake means usage. Intake of alcohol. Okay. Intake of alcohol, it means to bring inside or eat or drink. Intake of alcohol or tobacco. The most common New Year's resolution is weight loss. Weight loss, when you are fat, probably you're trying to lose the weight, and then that is the most common New Year's resolution. A student may make a resolution to stay focused and close. Okay, a student might make another resolution to focus more on his studying or her studying, or to complete all his assignments. Assignment means projects or homeworks. Resolutions to eat sensibly. Resolutions to eat sensibly. Sensibly means smartly and intelligent way, okay? Some people might have some diets for their health, okay? What should I eat? What should I not eat? That's called eating sensibly. Or increased exercise are also quite common. Or increased exercise, so you're planning to have more exercises in New Year, in this year, that's also quite Common, it means it is also surely common. Okay? People are practicing that. Yeah, we have 4 minutes. I just wanna see if you have any question. Let me know, please. Okay. So, do you have a New Year resolutions? Have you made your resolutions at the first of the new year? Yes? No. If you haven't made yet, this is the time. Think today is the first of the new year and try to make your own resolutions. Probably that might be useful. But the most important thing about resolution is this: that how commitment you are about your resolutions. Are you like interested to follow your resolutions and remain your resolutions until all your goals are achieved? Or no, you're just making decisions and you're forgetting that. The one of the more important thing about making or setting a resolution is this: that people sometimes don't understand their ability, and they think that they are listing a lot of activities that I have to do all of them in this year or this month, but they don't think that how they are able. Sometimes we expect from ourselves too much, but in real, probably we can't do anything. How should you find this story? It is in your book. It is in your book, okay? It is in your story. It's story parts. It is third part of your book. You can find that. And okay, I forgot everything that I was talking about. Anyway, so I want you guys to use this vocabulary, and you will find it in your book also. These stories and vocabularies. I want to use different vocabularies that you have studied here and use them in your writing. Write about your resolutions and the importance of resolutions for next day. Try to like arrange your writing like an essay. Okay, I want to practice essay writing also, but I want right now you just practice how you can write. Organize that and then write it, send it. Let's see how you use these vocabularies in your writing. Okay. Don't worry, I will upload every time the sums of your story. I will upload it for you. And also I will upload the vocabulary lesson and the mini story of this. And yeah, everything will be accessible for you. Any other question? No question? Okay. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like us, like our videos, subscribe to our channel. So we will be back tomorrow with different lessons. Okay? Thank you for watching.